Hey everybody, my name's Matt Lyon, Dr. Matt Lyon. I'm excited to chat with you very briefly about Josh Wagner. He's a phenomenal guy. I consider him a mentor and a coach. I love his program, the PPFS, and I just give him my highest endorsement. He asked me to reach out and give everybody a shout out. I am in and I'm doing the program actively, so I give it my highest endorsement. The results I've seen, I walked into working with Josh's program having had built one of the largest practices of its kind in the world, so I had already been very successful as a chiropractor, and in fact I actually wanted to work less. I wanted to have a more heartfelt, flowing relationship with clients and abundantly serve our community, but I also wanted to clean up my own energy expenditure in practice, and I wanted to work less, and I wanted to have it just be more fun and more simple. So hands down, I'm having much more fun. I have so much more space in my life and so much more space in the practice. One of the books Josh is a fan of is the Practical or the Magical Art of Tidying Up. I read a few pages of the book. It was a bit long, but I can tell you that using his program has absolutely tidied up and cleaned up our practice in some very practical ways, in terms of flow, working with new clients, really beautiful ways in which we sort of transcended and outgrew some old ways in which we were the financial agreements we had with clients previously were great in a way, but they were a ton of work for us and my staff, and we've just developed some really clean, beautiful ways to work with clients. And that way, I think patients love it more. Everything's just so much more positive and energetically congruent. So we're just really happy. And it makes room for the most important thing, which is the client, which is the relationship, and which is the space and the place where the innate intelligence can flow and create self-healing, and people can feel good again and get their lives back. So I think that's the key. Personally, with that, I've had a lot more time in my life to be with my kid, spend time with my wife, to really develop myself as a person, whether it's exercise, yoga, meditation, my musical interests, and just feeling like practice is an extension of who I am as a soul, as a person, and I get to bring the truest, most vibrant version of myself to this practice, and that in of itself that's true abundance to me. And yeah, so that's it. I wish you all the best. Highly endorse this program, and I wish you well, and I really encourage you to do it. What I love about this program is that it's a soulful program. In other words, it's about being the most authentic version of yourself, beyond fear, rooted in integrity and love, so that we can better serve our community with a much higher degree of vibrance, vitality, and integrity. It's not about what technique you do. It's about heart and soul and relationship and truth. Being impeccable with our word, being totally rooted in integrity, and loving clients for who they are, where they are, without some of the ick and without some of the stuff that unfortunately has shown up not only in the chiropractic profession, although our profession seems to have gotten stuck in this model of feeling like they need to convince, educate, and coerce clients. It feels icky for clients, it feels icky for doctors, it has nothing to do with true health care. So I think what Josh is doing that's so great, is why I'm so highly recommending it, is he's empowering chiropractors to learn to find their own voice and to speak from that still, small, powerful center of compassion and integrity to their clients in a way that's relevant for the modern patient with modern issues, regardless of technique, regardless of chiropractic technique. Really good stuff. Our ability to positively influence others really derives from our own emotional integrity and psychological coherence, merged with compassion and deep empathy. And his program really helps engender that process for people. Clearly, he's not going to do the work for you, but it's the most authentic system I've seen in terms of really beautiful, powerful communication with clients. And regardless of whether we're medical doctors or dentists or chiropractors or physical therapists or psychotherapists, one of the most important parts in client care has really little to do with technique, but about the relationships that we build that support the deepest needs of the client. And that's what they don't teach in school. So I love his program for that reason. Josh's program has nothing to do with the what and everything to do with the why. There's no silly scripts that you learn to tell patients, and patients can see right through that stuff, and doctors generally feel creepy doing that kind of stuff, unless they're a bit disconnected, which, you know, unfortunately does happen. It's really about walking the walk. And then the talk that we talk is really coming from a place of integrity, love, heart, and an unattached desire to serve. You know, so it's really desire to serve that's unattached to outcome, but in a really positive way. And so when one has certainty about their technique and who they are and what they bring to the community, there's just a really joyful, easeful sense of being in practice. And I think that's really great. I think doctors are much more happier, and clients walk into a situation and they feel seen, they feel heard, they feel that they're in a safe space, and that right there is a huge part of the therapeutic effect that we have regardless of technique. I think one thing that's great about Josh's program is it's, you know, it's on the cutting edge that paces a very fast-changing world in communication with social media. And people are overwhelmed with nonsense, and they're overwhelmed with so many messages and promises coming in. And so I think it's great to learn to be true and to speak from truth and to really empower clients to get well and stay well for a lifetime without having to convince, coerce, educate, try to transmit some philosophical construct, which doesn't really have a lot of meaning to most people. So it's just great to be able to inspire and empower patients to do that in the most innate, natural way you could ever imagine. And I think that's it. Josh's program awakens the innate, natural, easeful mode of really bringing out the best in clients and really helping them tell us where they need to be, and if we're a good fit for them, great. And I think that's really great. You know, as Occam's razor states, the simplest answer is usually the right one. And I think Josh's program is a beautiful example of simplicity and a beautiful sense of tidiness and coherence in communication.